And now we've restarted from this point. I believe Beck is coming with us to go meet Brolo. So let's figure out which way Brolo is. Oh no. I hate this guy. For the last time, there's nothing to worry about. Of course, we're not worried.
The clipboard finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Well, maybe try minding your P's and Q's.
Mr. Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch, gave an exhausted sigh.
What's a paunch? I feel like that's a bad word. And it's probably not. It just sounds like it. Because of Twitter. They be saying weird stuff over there. If there's anything you need knowing, you'll know it. Absolutely. If you'll just sign here, acknowledging everything is accurate, we'll be out of your hair in a flash. Oh, for the love of...
He snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
Oh, he's drunk. There. And would you like my eternal soul as well?
The clipboards looked at each other for a moment, almost pondering the possibility. Then broke into laughter as they walked away.
I was about to say, they're gonna take his soul. Haha. That's what they said. Oh no, I don't want to cross this guy again. He's so creepy. What if we just walk across the street? We probably have to talk to him though, right? Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Luca, let me give you some advice. The next time someone you don't know asks to hear your thoughts, give them a good hard bop right in the kisser. Oh, Grant tells me to just keep away from the clipboards. That's good, that's good. Your Grant is a smart lady, Luca. Speaking of which, leave my grandma alone. She don't want you. Oh, okay. You better run along home now. I thought he was gonna say something about my grandma. Too dark out to be wandering on your own. Okay. Library's closed. Oh, they're teenagers. Oh, what are you reading? The answers you seek will be revealed to you in due time. The question is, the figure intoned, are you prepared to live with the truth? I hate how she's always reading something and it's like parallel to what's going on. Another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z. Have you noticed how all the perennial harvest folks order the same drink? Decaf cappuccino with extra foam. Why? I don't know. Just thought it's a little odd. Pretty weird for sure. Well, the customer's always right that it's a lie. See you bright and early tomorrow. I can't wait. Like I said, girl, I don't like this job. But it's a job, so... I like how, have you noticed that everything's back in its box, kind of neat? Like, they've just, putting away stuff from the festival. I just like that little detail. It's like, alright, festival's over, packing up.
William Kerr and Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner.
It's all coming together quite nicely. Couldn't have done it without you.
The mayor gave a half-hearted shrug.
She said, I really don't care. I'm not so sure about that. Nonsense. That reminds me, I wasn't able to thank your sister for her contributions. Yes, she has been indisposed of late. I like his little ponytail. She doesn't like me much, does she? Oh no, that's not it at all. She's just been busy. Of course. Regardless, I would be forever grateful if you could pass my thanks on to her. This museum adds a real air of import to the whole affair. and we couldn't very well celebrate the story of Beacon Pines without including the Valentines. My father was a great man. Why didn't I realize that he's a Valentine? You darn tootin' he was.
Kerr locked his arm on Gus's shoulder.
But I mean the entire Valentine family, present company included. Can I ask you something, Mr. Kerr? Call me William. Ask away. I hate that guy. William, why are you doing all of this? Gosh, I've never felt one needed a compelling reason to throw a party. Not just a festival. All of this. There's gotta be 100 duck on their luck towns out there? Down on their luck towns out there. Where did I get duck from, bro? Why is Perennial Harvest so interested in helping Beacon Pines? You know what I love most about the agriculture business? Seeds. Seeds? Yep, little bundles of potential.
With a glimmer in his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the horizon.
You treat a seed right, nurture it, feed it, and it can grow into something truly special. You see potential here? Undoubtedly. The seed of greatness is already under our feet. All it needs is a little nudge. And the right leadership, of course. Oh. Good night, Mayor Valentine. I can't believe he said that is like right under their feet. Oh, you little stinker. You butt cheek. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, the treehouse is just a little further on from here. So, what's your buddy Rollo like? Rollo? He's Rollo. Not particularly helpful. Sorry, I've just never thought about it. Lots of energy. He's funny even when he's not trying to be. Things have been tough for his family since the fall harvest. It's about darn time you tell me what this foul harvest thingy is. It's a kinda long story. Hit me with the highlights. Okay. There used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal. Ooh, big deal fertilizer. It was a big deal to us. Their stuff really worked. Farmers loved it. So Valentine's grew and grew. Beacon Pines pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Sharper Valentine or used as fertilizer. Things were good. I'm sensing a big but. Around 6 years ago, Sharper Valentine suddenly died. I think they killed him. The Perennial Harvest people had to. Like, he didn't just die. Like, something bad happened to him. I just feel it. And something changed. Changed how? Could have been a bad batch. I read that as something entirely different. Maybe it was in the water or air or soil. Nobody knows. But all the crops died. And everyone blamed the Valentines. The foul harvest. Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half of the town lost their jobs. Sheesh. The next year, the crops came back, but something was different. Plant a crop, do everything right, and it's sort of a crapshoot what happens. And no one knows why? Nope. I take it Rollo's farm got the short end of the stick? Yep, for some reason, their farm was hit harder than others. That sucks. I'm so sorry I'm not reading correctly. I don't know what's wrong with my brain today. I just can't read words. Things have gotten better since Perennial Harvest came to town. The Beacon Pines Reborn Initiative? Yep. First thing they did was give the town a deep scrub. They even put us up in hotels, one town over for a week. While they decontaminated the groundwater. I really can't read today. Yo. We'd better get going. I need to go back to elementary school. Oh, a memory. Baby Luca. So cute. Go pick out your bait from the tackle box, buckaroo. Okay. Huh. Let's try pungent.
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
Will doing this matter, and will using the charms use up the charms, you know? Like, I don't want to use up the charms and, like, mess up a branch, but I'm curious about this. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had it his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He might even want it back. The man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Oh, it looks like 4 things can go there. If, like, you look at it, it's like a little spot. Smack?
Luca stuck a toy stretchy hand onto the hook. Those things always get dirty anyway.
They do. A bracelet. Should we give it to Mom? She likes jewelry. That's a sweet thought, buckaroo. But I'm not sure she'd fully appreciate a pond bracelet. Oh, right. We don't even know what Mom looks like. Well, using all of these, like,
Luca wrapped some tape around the hook. Hey, you never know.
I'm curious what using these will do exactly. It looked like there was like spots for like 4 things, but now I don't know. It just got a bunch of big words written on it. Let's see that. We regret to inform you that your application for property rights with respect to the Beacon Pines CBD and surrounding area has been rejected. Who is that for? Applicant Valentine Estate. Good. Good. Okay.
Luca placed a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
I'm glad she explained that, because I'm like, what is a sinker? I don't fish, so I don't know. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard liquor for a hard man. Best leave that be. Takes a real piece of work to leave something like that lying around. Just imagine a secret ending where baby Luca's drunk.
Luca tied a bent nail onto the line.
That's a horrible thought.
If all you have is a hammer...
It's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. Let me see that. Huh. Look at those 2 young fools. How did it end up at the bottom of the pond? Who can say? Some things are just hard to explain. Hi, Miss Uncle Joseph. How come he doesn't come fishing with us anymore? He's busy with his new job at Valentine's. What's the new job got to do with him fishing with us? It's complicated. Like I said, some things are hard to explain. Well, we don't have any more bait, Dad. Looks like we can use a new bait. What do you say we head out and find some more? Okay. That's interesting. Hopefully I didn't just use up all of our charms, though. Because then that would suck. And that would be my bad. It's about time! I was about to give up and go home. Who's the new kid? Name's Beck. You must be Rollo. I see my reputation precedes me. Welcome to Mission Control.
Rollo waggled his head with pride.
He's so cute. You'll find we spare no expense in construction. I've seen worse looking piles of junk. Thanks. Hey, Luca. You know the security concerns we talked about? Yeah. While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test infiltration. Can't be too safe these days. What is this boy doing? He goes all out, doesn't he? Always. Okay, so what do we do? Okay, we got a grabbable. Oh my gosh. Rollo. Okay, that barely works. Oh my gosh, not a moving target. Oh my gosh. Can you pick that up? Where did you guys get all this junk in the first place? There's a guy in town named Jeff who trades us junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. So, pretty sweet security, right? It was imaginative, I'll give you that. Luca, are we sure we can trust the new recruit? I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess. Oh, Luca, you promised to fill me in about the Valentine warehouse. Oh, Rollo, you're right.
Luca sucked in a long breath.
So like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters? I don't think so. It seemed more organized. When the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of equipment running. A man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. You keep saying it was a man. They were wearing a mask, right? Yeah. Then it could have been a woman. How did you get away? But are we going to ignore what Beck said? Because I feel like that might be important. I grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. They let go and I ran. Dang. That's intense. No wonder you freaked out when you saw your grandma. Yeah? Yeah, that's the other part. On our way here, Beck and I saw Air's Valentine meeting with Gran, wearing the same sort of hazmat suit.
Rollo let out a low whistle.
I can't whistle, so I'm glad she just narrated that. And they weren't there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meetup. So let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or woman in a protective suit. And then you saw your gran in the same suit talking to Aerith's Valentine? Pretty much. I'm beginning to think this town is kinda awesome.
Rollo and Luca shot back a look.
I mean, she's new. I think it would be kinda cool too. To just new kid in town walk in on like a whole conspiracy. Yeah. No offense. And so we can logically conclude aliens or alien zombies have infiltrated the town. And their leader is your gran, and she tried to murder you. First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it couldn't have been my gran at the warehouse. I broke that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged. But she's definitely hiding something. Maybe. What do you mean, maybe? Your Gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. Thanks. All she does is sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide? I don't know. We haven't talked much since she moved in. You're just gonna let him call your grandma weird? Bro. Stand up for her. Moved in? Your gran isn't from here? No, she came a few months back to take care of me after his mom went missing. Did you know your gran before? Not really, no. The gears are turning in my head. It's been years since I'd seen her. Luca, don't take this the wrong way, but are we sure your gran is on the up and up?
Luca gazed out the window.
I'm just saying. Sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up. We could say the same thing about your family. Oh, my brain. But you're right. Luca, your gran is hiding something. And Pa always says folks only bury stuff worth digging up. We need to investigate your house. If my gran really is hiding something, don't you think I would have noticed by now? She's having secret meetings in a hazmat suit. And you just found out. That's kind of the whole point of hiding something. I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear. And we can start getting to the bottom of this. I'm always game for a good snoop. You can count me in. Bro.
Chapter 6. Secret Lair. Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
What time is it? His pajamas. So cute. Okay, I just want to make sure the game is loud enough, so I'm going to turn it up a smidge more. Hold on, I'm looking for charms. I will come to the door in a second. I said I'm looking for charms. Please hold on. I'm here. I'm just taking my time. Rolo, what on earth is that? That ridiculous thing on your head. Oh, this? It helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast is clear? Yep. Whatever she's been up to this week, it's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot.
Luca
Oh,
and Beck rolled their
Rollo.
eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
If I were a Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Aha!
He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
So I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Eureka! She lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rollo. Drat, it may already be too late. Just think of the mounds of documents lost to ash. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah, the closet upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason that we should check there first. No dice, it's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now. And I have no idea where the key is. If it really is important, then she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I'm going to take this important thing and huck it in a bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. I mean, it's just Grandma's. But it doesn't matter anyway. I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
I love these kids. All right, Rollo. This is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed with...
Before he could finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
Hey, this isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. And every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss. But the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah. I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh, hey. Let me just yank on this random teacup and...
As Beck pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Shut your mouth. Shut up. That is like so like... Okay. Seems like your Gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only 2 types of people have secret layers. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do you think she is? We're about to find out. You guys are in trouble. You guys are in trouble, oh my gosh. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist type vibe, excuse me? Oh, wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. Okay, but who are you guys gonna tell? Like, if and when you guys find like information, who are you gonna tell? Because all the adults are shady.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter.
Who's Walter?
For a long moment, he just stared at it.
Oh, Walter's dad. What do you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages.
He's so brash.
He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? One sec. Dense documents such as this are a lot like a cheeseburger. It's best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of the preeminent scholar in dense documents and cheeseburgers. By all means, proceed.
He stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Ah, here we are. Follow-up examination of Terrence Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperatures continue to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Rollo looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nuncreed's name. Wait.
Rollo's finger traced across the page.
There's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental. Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to his report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something else?
Rollo scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind, exacerbated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Luca, staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say next?
Rollo rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What did he mean, enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullcrap, you little baby, you should not be using profanity.
Luca slammed the drawer shut.
Oh, he mad.
A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your Gran a serial killer? 'Cause I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town out of the kindness of her heart. She puts little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncreed has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My mom's are both on here. Both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Eris has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. The killer has chosen the next victim! We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. You guys need to get out of there though. Like, what if she has cameras? Or like a way of knowing someone's been in her stuff. I wonder if I'll get an achievement if I just keep hitting this. probably know I want one and they won't give it to me. But I'm gonna keep doing it anyway. Well, I got them hands. No, Luca. Luca, get the hands. You get the hands. Okay. I'm sorry. I was having too much fun. What do we have here? Barrels marked caution, explosive. And jam jars? That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your gram making? Ooh, we got a charm. Hi, Castle. She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs. Right? Only one way to find out.
Rollo casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
You just wanted the jam. Just say that, Rollo. Huckleberries.
He smacked his lips.
A hint of brown sugar and ink? What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Aha!
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
How did he taste ink? It's addressed to Mrs. Fratelli. A Grand Jam Grant? It says, last night I used the disguise airs provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Oh man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. So more a bombshell than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so I'll let it slide. But I'm the bad joke guy around here. She tried. Leave her alone.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Like the original Beacon Pines, right? Cool. This looks like a treasure map. Not every map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance to town. And if we follow it...
Rollo carefully traced the path with his finger.
Kae is the only beacon I pine for. Lord Jesus. It leads right to...
He jabbed down at the end point.
Town Square? That's the fountain in the middle of town. What a weird place to hide treasure. Rollo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on that map has the same symbol as those explosives over there. So it's not hiding treasure? A real bummer. Rollo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? The festival! Oh. Did he just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town? She's gonna blow up the festival! Not if we stop her. What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was what? No, I heard it too. That was the front door. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs! Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other.
Okay, I also wasn't breathing. Thanks for reminding me.
A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump.
How was your holiday and your day today? My holiday was very good, and so was my day. I spent all day working on stuff for the stream that you kind of can see now. I'm free. Also, hi Silpress. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm just here to help.
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Huh? Guess it's nothing. This is the funniest part to me. Oh goodness.
Rollo shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Rollo, don't.
It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway.
Boy, what are you about to do?
He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flaming chicken cow!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Rollo? Mysterious creepy man? Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me. There was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person? Oh, Lord, he got a killer.
Luca scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
Oh, he's alive, it's fine. You sure clouded him good, Rollo. He's knocked out cold.
As Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rollo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Toliver?
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Toliver.
They about to interrogate this grown man. Fix it, Jesus. Let me see. Glad they're both good. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? My favorite Thanksgiving food is...
Still unconscious, Mr. Toliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Toliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
Oh no, they'd run the classic good cop, blink cop interrogation. Seeing as we'll most likely come back to this, we'll do chill cop first.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this. Just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Toliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell rung.
He looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Toliver. This was all a big mistake. Luca, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled. Rollo's here?
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, all right. Mistakes happen. You kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Toliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my gran up to? If you'll just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Toliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just, all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town? An archive of my dad's little disturbing patient notes?
Luca gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives? I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings.
Don't do it.
Mr. Toliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This will all make sense in time.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
Rollo, tackle him again, please. You see, this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past, indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Toliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be brought to.
He punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Yo, get him! Light! Did he lock the door? Son of a...
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late.
Yo.
Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Toliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
Girl. I wasn't lying, you know? This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there. And let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
I would whoop them. When I get out from the basement, or whatever this place is, I'd find him and I'd whoop him. I'd be a grown man if I had to. Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Okay, so now we can do hard. Whoops, go back. Where did it go? Okay. I want to see what chill would be like.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times.
Oh gosh.
Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Toliver.
I can't.
Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Toliver.
Mr. Toliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Toliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Toliver.
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
It's fine. He's got it. I said, Mr. Toliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Toliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
I love Rollo, I swear. He is hilarious. I love him too. Who's there?
Mr. Toliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or, well, let's just say, I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You tell me now. How on earth can I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around his house? I'm here to help Juniper to make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Toliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
This man is shook. Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival? Good Lord.
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
his voice faded to a whisper.
The town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Toliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
You must some 12-year-olds. Punk you like that, bro. I'm embarrassed for you. That poor man, LMAO. Yo, talk about passing out under the pressure. He could not take it. He let this little furball just yell at him. And then he passed out. He cried and passed out. The way I would never talk to nobody ever again. I would just go up into the mountains and become a recluse. Because I couldn't even look at nobody the same anymore. I'd be like, you know what? I got punked by some kids. He didn't even know it was a kid. But it's the fact that it was just Rollo. Oh my gosh. That had me cracking up. Dang, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Toliver any farther. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that someone's put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about the source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. I love Kato. He's so cute. I want to squeeze him. Little baby. Wait, are there more books that I can read? No. Okay. Gotta go back here. I'm gonna go back there. This is a dang nice library. thanks. We work hard on it. Aren't you a little young to be a librarian? Oh, Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet, and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favor. I already told you and Rollo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing. We sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's the country record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there. Do I have to
Chapter
read this
8.
stuff?
6 feet under, 3 towns over.
Lord.
The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
Oh god, whatever I missed in the plot. We're friends with that no-name B again? Come on, Luca. No, Becca's good. But what you have missed in the plot so far, you just missed something hilarious. So what we've done so far is we've gone, we looked in Gran's hutch and we pulled a teacup and there was like a secret door to the basement. And then when we were in the basement, we found like a cork board with like pictures on it and symbols by the names and like I guess threads attached to the names and stuff like that. We found explosives next to the jam, a map of the old town, and then Mr. Toliver came down and Rollo scared him to death and he passed out. Not like scared him like boo, but like he intimidated the crap out of that grown man and he passed out. So now we're at the library looking for town stuff like records or something like that from like back in the day so we can figure out what's going on. Becca's awesome. Rollo can actually die. They made up. It's okay. If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Rollo Cotter, lived a full and wonderful life. Till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey! We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, was that name back? In the obit? J. Hartford? From the Brookville Tribune 8 years ago. That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my grand's name. Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were 2 J. Hartfords? Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Bro. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your gran is 6 feet under 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Oh my god. Alright, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. It's bright outside. Alright. Oh crap. Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something. Dun dun dun, lit.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Toliver tied up and unconscious in the basement.
He can't be passed out that long. He gotta be woke by now.
Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Toliver before dozing off.
I don't know, if I find a man tied up in my basement, I don't think I'm just gonna go doze off. I'm gonna be awake, wondering things. So she didn't come check the kitchen? She didn't come in here at all? Okay. And he gone. Oh no.
Mr. Toliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a trace.
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned.
Lord, he's hungry. He's just a baby.
Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
Alright. Let that go. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed.
He flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Toliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Toliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Gotta go to sleep. Ooh, Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed and play it cool. I would have peed on myself.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter,
Was he poisoned? Was there poison in the jam?
He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Lynn? Oh no. Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
Why did Gran need to poison Mr. Noncreed? The It's crazy how that jar was for Mr. Noncreed. Like, what? Okay, so maybe the jam for Mr. Noncreed just happened to be the first, like, the jam on top. Or she was planning on poisoning Mr. Noncreed. Like, I can't. I'm sorry, I started choking. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Gran! Grandpa? Oh. Rest now and let me handle everything. You're not my grandma! Oh, Lord.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed.
It's how many people find themselves these days.
He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Noncreed?
I mean, I could understand wanting to drug him because he wants her jam, but not the kind you make with berries.
Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival. This game is too good. There's so many twists. There are. Like, honestly, the mind of the person who made this game is incredible because it's like, I can't even. He still got that hat on. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Noncreed put me to sleep. Whoa, ho, ho. Sly devil. Not the, look at his little fat thick legs. Oh, he's so cute. Like a baby. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Noncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. Oh boy.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
I like how the book lady is just sitting there reading. She's still reading her book. Is this thing? Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh yes. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be here. Lord, I just wish I knew how to read. I just wish I could look at the letters on the screen and know that that is a word and know which word it is. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right? Where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Who asked you to get on stage, you heifer? Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
He wasn't done talking. Let's hear it for our mayor. No one in this town likes anybody. What a great turnout. Ah, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be ashamed to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
I just want to slap the mess out of him. Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip, which brought me to a small town, which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
But who asked you to say anything? Nobody. You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still had on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. Oh, Lord Jesus. The center of the world. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
That was them whispering. I added extra sound effects. You're welcome. Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so, it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim.
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
Our harvest awaits. Huh?
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything!
It do.
Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
Okay, first of all, book, you need to calm down. Second of all, it's gonna be alright. We're gonna go back and we're gonna fix something. And it's gonna be fine. You're really emotional for a book.
No, I don't mean that.
You don't.
We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
It's fine. So, like, okay. Okay, so. Just wanted to check and make sure. Okay, so we put Sly in this time.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation.
Foot itchy.
Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Toliver.
What? What's going on here? You're that mode wheel girl. Please, call me Beck. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Toliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was going to be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child. What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Toliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Toliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here.
Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Toliver to finish her thought.
Destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Toliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out what we're going to destroy the source... excuse me. Well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Toliver like a fiddle.
You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing, really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And Jesus, why can't I speak words? And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in Perennial Harvest Transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Toliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
This is the easiest man on earth. Like, easy. Just easy. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time Mr. Toliver's had a candy shelf? But all he ever sells is apples?
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
That makes me want some pineapple. I have some pineapple in my refrigerator, but I also want some cake, and I also want pie, and I also want ice cream, and I want popcorn as well, but I should probably not have all of those. password, Rolo? Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Toliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried, covered. Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... Ooh, it's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rolo with amazement.
Since when was you smart? Like, no offense, but like... Okay, Rolo. Rolo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Crin's nude rug store. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. It's the Banjo-Kazooie talk for me. Investigate Nuncreed's drugstore. We don't have curfews, I'm guessing. Oh, lady. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Toliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear, that man would be late to his own funeral. Same. BRB. Okay, Charlie. Where am I going? Drugstore. Oh, okay. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh? What do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about? I think...
Gus looked around nervously.
I think Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The club can be seen from our backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change, whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future, or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a Gus. What does that mean? Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. Why you can't just have that conversation at home? It's getting late, children. Bougely walks away. Girl, you still out here reading? That book good, ain't it? Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do anything about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. She'd just be out there reading. Oh, the guy. You.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an agreement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
I don't remember the voice for him, so if it's inconsistent, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life, though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. We must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold, hard cash. Okay, bye. Go and be great with your licorice. Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. There's a nest up there, but I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I'm not leaving, Luca. I'm just looking. Can I look? Library closed. Well, I don't see anything now, do you? The telephone box. Because the last time he put us in there and we fell down. I was meant to read that. Have you ever seen anyone use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Crin's nude rock store. I mean, underground secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great. Now what? I guess we are.
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate.
Not to be disgusting, but I would have expelled everything in my body at that exact moment. From which direction? Probably. I just won't finish that sentence.
Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Love Yzma.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. You knew there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth. Of course I did. Did I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another, you said that about, every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these has something written on them. This suit has a broken mask. So have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a nun creed and talks like a nun creed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Can we jump to conclusions though? Because don't tell me we're gonna split up. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Pa always said you can only turn a miner up to the point where when they hit gold. Trust. That's a trust, not turn. I'll reread that. Pa always said you can only trust a miner up to the point where they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. I just don't want to split up. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. Charlie, I know you said you'd be right back, but you might be right about this. What does she do? Science stuff? Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Oh, Mom. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Rollo, you gonna get us killed. Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing! I didn't even mow yet! What was that? Hide! Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Oh. Ugh. Awesome! You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password, but they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now. I like my skin. This all stops now, Nun Creed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
We are only 12. You sound just like him. You killed my daddy. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complicated. complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. He a pharmacist? Did it say that? Probably. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yup, total sidekick. You're not helping, Rolo. Just shut up for like 2 seconds.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. What? One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He's found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Dad. Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Are you stalling? Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing. Are you gonna kill us?
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
Back, you beast. I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. How? But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival. Why was she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
First of all, how would you be able to tell that? Because he has fur. How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's gonna do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I'm embarrassing myself on the internet. I don't know. She had a map with the mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain? But why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze. And, dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. Oh no. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. I want to go through the tomb. That did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. No, children. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. Don't leave her alone. I love this town. Okay.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. This man is like, I peed, and it might be on somebody, but it's not. We good. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? He's like, yo, where'd it go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out there? Something, yeah, out here? Somewhere. Only one way to find out, I suppose. We've got to catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Catch up to Mr. Nuncreed. And we'll do that on the next stream.